Bra Guy here with another Pixels Refreshed. Today we're going to be looking into Metroid Samus Returns. I figured since Dread's coming out in a month, we should go back to the game that's probably the best indicator of what our expectations should be in line with Metroid Dread. Because Mercury Steam, the team that is developing Metroid Dread, is also the team that developed Metroid Samus Returns. So hopefully they've improved several things from there, because there were things that I liked about Samus Returns and there's things I didn't love. But I figured it was a great time to go back, look at the startup trailer for the announcement trailer from E3 2017, and, see what we can get from it, because it's going to give us good indication of what to expect for Dread. Crazy to think they're still shipping 3DS games in 2017. Oh man, it's so low poly. It looks pretty good on a 3DS. It's hard when you blow up 3D, and this is kind of the big question when it comes to 3D. Is like, bad 3D always ages much worse than like decent old 3D doesn't age anywhere near as well as better 2D art. Resolution. The funny thing is, like, even seeing this is like, this is a pretty big step down even from like Prime visually, even the first Prime. So it's like, there's just way less geometry. Okay. Pretty, like, I guess I kind of forgot what this looked like, having not seen it in a while. It makes Dread almost more impressive looking back at this. Like, they made a pretty big jump in regards to tech. I mean, obviously going from the 3DS to the Switch is a pretty massive leap. The geometry is greatly increased. They had pretty good, I have to say that they had pretty good setup for like animation and enemies like breaking the scene or interacting with the environment. That was an area that was pretty strong for them. Sometimes they overused it, but like, I particularly remember a robot boss that was like cutting apart part of the level and stuff. So anyways, that was the Metroid Samus Returns trailer. And I mean, I enjoyed the game overall. I'd give it like somewhere between like a 7 to 8 out of 10. It wasn't my favorite Metroid. Most of the other Metroids are like 9 out of 10 to me. But that one definitely wasn't. I still enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I didn't have a good time with it. It just wasn't my favorite. But I think the big thing that held it back for me was the parrying system. They had so many enemies in the game that you couldn't even hurt until you parried them, and then if you missed your parry opportunity, you kind of had to wait until they did the animation again just to parry it, and that wasn't my favorite thing. But overall, the game was pretty good. I mean, it's a decent technical showpiece for the 3DS. I wouldn't say it's up there with like Resident Evil Revelations or a couple of the games that really push the limits of what it was capable of, but it looked good enough for a 3DS game. I'm really excited to see how much they can push the tech with Dread, how much further it can go. Hopefully they don't get too over the top with cutscenes that can ruin a lot of games. Like, I didn't particularly love that art direction when they did it with like Halo 5 or things like that. So I'm hoping they just let the world kind of speak for itself and be more, I guess, slow-paced when it comes to letting the story be a little bit more emergent. Not entirely emergent. It's okay to have a bit of exposition and story, but not 100%. Just shoved down your throats in cutscenes, and that would be great. So, anyways, I hope you liked the video. If you do, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.